okay, libulabeach wanted me to do a video what I would do if I met an alien. What I would ask the alien. Okay, I have met people who've claimed to be aliens before, and this is what I asked them. I said, what is your ship like? Oh, it's a ship. Okay, how often you go back to home? Oh, I went back to home all the time. Just like really vague questions. Now, if I did meet somebody who's an alien, some kind of, you know, I'm hanging out in my van on the edge of town somewhere, somebody walks up to me and they're like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, what are you into? I'm like, I don't know, aliens. And they're like, oh, I'm an alien. And I'm like, oh, cool. So what would I ask them? I would be like, well, I'd be like, well, where are you from? Well, and then I would be like, well, how far does it, how long does it take you to get there? How often you go back to your mothership? Now, how would I expect them to be? I wouldn't really have that many expectations, but I wouldn't expect them to just be pumping information down my throat. I would expect them to, if it was a real alien, by the way, if it's somebody just pretending to be an alien, they would act the same way, only they wouldn't give me good answers, and I would know within a minute or two, definitively, that they're not an alien. But I wouldn't tell them that. But I wouldn't really, I'd probably get bored talking to him after a few minutes, and then I would just be like, okay, I'm ready to do my thing now. But yeah, if it turned out that they were an alien, I'm sure that they would intrigue me, and I would keep asking them questions, and they would satisfy my curiosities. But I don't think they would volunteer information. I don't think that's the way. I don't think that's their job. It's, you know, it's our job to find, you know, it should be as self-directed as possible. It's our job to get out there and find the answers to stuff. So I would ask them about technology. I would ask them how their ships fly. I would ask them if they have seen into the future of our world. And what it's going to happen, why they're talking to me, like, did you see my YouTube video where I asked to be abducted by aliens? Is that why you're abducting me? I would ask if I could go on a ride on their ship if they let me. Well, and then it turned out that they were aliens and they were flying me around. I would ask them if I could film anything. And then if they said no, I would ask them why not, and then I would report on the reasons why not. If they said yes, then I would film it. And I would upload it to YouTube, and then I would sell myself as the alien contactee, and I would contact all those people who interview alien contactees, and I'd be like, I'm another one of those alien contactees. And I would try to have a discussion with them about everything. I would try to have a filmed discussion with them, and I would try to film them. But if I couldn't, and I could only ask them questions, I would ask them questions like, you know, about what's going to happen in the future. I would bounce all of the ideas, the political, social, whatever ideas that I have off of them, and see if they think it's a good idea. And some specific questions. Well, I would ask them how long humans would live, or how long they live, and how long human bodies are designed to live, because I heard it's 900 years if you take care of yourself and everything. And that people basically could live forever, but they just they'd choose to die after that long, because they're just like, let's move on. But I would ask them about past stuff, because I would, you know, ask them if they could travel back in time, if they knew about history, and then ask them about certain historical stuff. Like, for example, if it's true, did Jesus Christ really have children, or did was Genghis Khan like really like an evil alien, an evil sent from the devil? Was I'd ask him certain personal questions, and like about family related stuff that nobody else would know. I would I'd ask him about their home. I would be extremely interested in their home their home planet. Like, you know, does everybody have a flying saucer? If they can travel anywhere in the world, well, how often do they do it? Do they still hang out in their own neighborhood most of the time, just for the sake of having a community? Or is everybody just bouncing all over the place all the time? Are there arguments? Are there different political parties? Do they How's the political system structured? Is it all a total democracy? When they make a new law, do they just vote on it? Everybody on the internet just vote on it, and then they create it that way? Are they all? Do they use computers, or are they all psychically interconnected? And if they're psychically interconnected, how does that work? Can they read everybody's mind? Can you think, okay, yeah, that hot girl I met 3 weeks ago on the other side of the world, I'm going to dial into her head right now, and boom, okay, just by imagining her. And then she's like, oh, look, hey, how's it going? And then you can talk, hey, yes, and just like you're on the phone, on your Skype, you close your eyes and you can see their head. So then how would it be like getting a call from somebody else if you're all sitting in a psychic world? Would you just, all of a sudden, you're thinking about them, and you go, oh, they're thinking about me. And then if you don't want to answer the call, you just stop thinking about them, and then they go away. But if you do want to answer the call, you just think about them, and then all of a sudden you can see them and you can talk to them. Is that how it works? So then if you see them, you talk to somebody, and then they don't answer after 2 minutes, after 2 seconds, and then they don't want to answer the call to you. Maybe that's how it works. What kind of competitions do they have? Are they physical? Are they beautiful? That's something I would really be interested in. Are they physical? What do they do for fun? Do they do stuff? Do they live in the same way that we used to live in the past? Do they run? Do they ride bikes? Do they do kayak? Do they kayak around the whole planet that takes a whole year just for fun, just for like a meditational thing? Do they have like Olympics? Do they have running races and all this stuff? And how fast are they? How strong are they? How much can one of them bench? How fast can they run the mile? Just this kind of stuff, But anyways, I'll make it a short video. Yeah, so alien, please abduct me, because I've got those questions, and I think the people would like to know. And I've got plenty of questions to ask you. Seems like a lot of those other abductees don't have so many questions and don't have a whole lot of stuff to say. So come on, man. Elect me as the guy who you abduct. Please. Okay, so there you go. 6.5 minutes.